T-shirt for $12.99.
Wow, it's as cheap as like a whole 24 pack of their beer.
Right?
It's
In
not
this
that
economy?
cheap.
Is that an option?
You get a shirt and a case of beer for less than $20. You probably get a slice of pizza too. Freaking amazing.
Lion's Head. Somebody's gotta have bottles around here.
The last time I had Lion's Head was like your bachelor party age?
I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna say
the
your
apartment.
mom.
Pretty sure that's what we bought for your bachelor party.
No, we had it. We got a case of it. It was something to do with pre-wedding festivities for you because we had it at my parents' house around the campfire. And that was the last time I had it.
Oh, that sounds good. Campfire, somewhat skunky beer.
Yeah.
Good old Lion's Head.
I'm serious though. Of the cheap beers, Lion's Head was one of the better ones.
I don't remember it having like a weird aftertaste
Yep.
or anything weird like that. I feel like it just was like, and done.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Killian's. Killian's always hits the spot for me. That is,
Everybody's gotta have a base beer, man.
My base beer's black and tan in a can,
Black and tan's good too. Yeah.
but only in a can.
I like a good old lager.
good old lager.
Lager.
From that Cannon area with the good old lager.
Mm-hmm.
Kitten.
Oh, wait. I don't know if you guys are ready, but I told Dane this. I was upset that you guys were making fun of my map, so I colored on it.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
So there you go. It's,
Is this a river?
That's the river that's
I
going
was just
through
confused
town.
because you had previously explained it and I was not paying attention.
Is this the rain filter? Is it raining
It is
on the map right now?
Yeah.
It is raining on the map, except for I need to change the color because I feel like the color's too
Streets look flooded. It's like Venice.
Too dark.
Do we get a gondola ride?
You
The
do.
waterfall?
Oh man. I didn't even think of that.
Well, we didn't know there was a river.
That's one way to get past those.
Dave, you photoshopped
Oh.
for us.
That was just coloring.
You MS painted for us.
Yeah, that's painted in the program. So every now and again it
Oh,
goes
yeah.
black, and then I have to zoom in and zoom out.
Oh, is it right in Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah, I colored in Fantasy Grounds, and then you can actually color match in Fantasy Grounds. I was rather impressed.
Whoa.
So this is a wall,
And
like it totally was always.
Tightenable wall.
In Pythonable Wall, and then you gotta cross the river.
As in Pythons go into it and we go over the wall?
No, in
Pythonable.
Pythonable.
Like impenetrable. Only with pythons.
I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Inconceivable. So yeah,
Thing.
when we last met our heroes, you guys had gotten into town. Smirk got his fortune read.
I did.
Savathers went off for a jaunty tour of town. Had a great old time. Met a lot of people he liked. Eventually, you guys all went back to the Polite Piglets. In which case, you guys paid for rooms and spoke to Rox, the goblin, about he'd meet you back here in a day with a plan to get you to the other side of the river.
Abe, the screen on your stream, you need to put a spoiler alert on that.
Oh, can you see all my streams?
Yeah, I can see
See all your
auto
tabs.
caps.
All my tabs. Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
No, it's not.
You-
You're spoiling the riddle for me.
Oh. I'm sorry. Alright, let me just close that one out. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Whew. I was like, wait, you can see what all of my streaming here.
Is that your
Whoa.
bank login info?
It is. It's at Dana's Cool 11.
A lot of people use that.
I know, right? It's actually the most used password in the world.
That's what I use.
Yep.
I use ones instead of eyes though.
Leet. He is leet.
Elite Hacksaw. So you guys wake up I want to call it the Piggly Wiggly Inn. I might change
You
it.
can just call it that.
But
There
you
is
guys
a
wake up
Piggly
in
Wiggly
the polite
grocery
piglets.
store.
Right? Right by the Wawa gas station.
Wah, wah.
Not sponsors. So yeah, you guys wake up in the inn.
Bruce.
I'm gonna refresh you. Do a little refresher. Nope. I know how to do this. Hold up. Rest. Long rest. And there you go.
We just long rested?
Yeah, I just long rested you. So this is the morning of. You have about 18 hours, 12 hours, something like that to get back and meet him in the evening. I guess it's more like 12 hours. It depends on how late you slept.
Polite piglets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it is the polite piglet.
That's the name of the inn.
Wrote it
Yes, with
Not the Piggly Wiggly.
Snorts, Porks, Yorks, Porks, and Greg.
Yeah.
And Greg.
Great.
Greg is
point.
probably right now at the bar, kind of groggily, kind of cleaning some stuff as you guys kind of arouse.
All right. Well, we need stuff.
To the black market.
That's right. We're going to the black market. Where's that on the Great Square there?
My largest
It
general
is
store.
actually.
Everything.
Yeah, you were told that it was right in front of the general store, as Andy pointed out. They are both in this area here. The Great Market, the Black Market is more of a pavilion of sorts with a whole bunch of things. Savathris would have seen that last night. It was shut down for the evening, but just kind of assortment of tents. So, are you guys heading to the Black Market?
I believe that was the plan.
So the
Getting
black market runs on daytime hours?
They do.
I guess in this town they would.
Yeah, totally fine. Who's running this expedition?
I say Savathris because he scouted everything out.
All right, Savathris, roll. I don't know, survival at advantage.
From what I saw yesterday, how out of place will I seem with full plate armor on?
Nice. Honestly, not. In fact, as you kind of leave, it's a lot more livelier. You see several scallywag of sorts. You see some clearly like hired hands, mercenary types, kind of like walking out of the city. Some of them dwarven, elven, just kind of all make and model. Dodge caravans leaving the city. But you definitely notice that this town is, yes, there are guards, quote unquote, that you couldn't see because I did over here. Oh, there we go. But they're more or less just at the city gates. But you definitely don't feel, if anything, you feel out of place because you're not of like a hobgoblin or a dwarven descent.
True.
But no one pays you much mind.
Nobody here hobnobs with hobgobs?
I bet Rox does. Gets his rocks off, hobnobbing with the bobs. Write that down. But with your survival check, you can very easily kind of retrace your steps, but you also like avoid large crowds, knowing that maybe some of you might seem out of place. You can kind of easily duck down some different kind of thoroughfares and whatnot, making your way to the Great Square. When you get there, it's just a hustle and bustle. No one's really kind of paying attention to most. The square opens up, and it's just kind of a couple of carts going past, and individuals kind of lightly talking. But there is kind of a buzz around at this time of morning around the black market stalls, and there are several large stalls within underneath this big gazebo-like structure. Each one of like small descent, little decent little signs kind of marking. And as you do get closer, you get a couple of like barkers calling over to you, like, "Oh, what you looking for?"
Hello, dearies. Welcome to the black market. We close at noon.
We take our lunch at 4.
Free samples.
Free samples.
But yeah, there's several individuals. Are you guys going actually into the hustle and bustle, or are you just trying to like listen to see if you hear anything of importance?
We're searching for. Are we still on the hunt for sending stones?
That's what we were looking
Yeah, that was definitely
for. That was it.
one of the things.
We have sending stones, but you have to hit someone in the head with it first.
No, that's it. Well, I guess you do send that in a way.
You whisper your message into it and you throw it at their head.
That's probably what we're gonna find here.
Dane, roll a perception check
Oh man.
as you guys are standing and talking.
Nice.
Starting off strong.
So from like your left ear, you hear edible hats for sale.
Edible hat.
Edible hats.
I'll look over.
You look over it. There's no one there.
Did you guys hear somebody saying edible hats?
Oh, you looking for
No.
edible hats? Hey, I'm selling edible hats. Come on over.
All right. I'll walk over and take a look at this guy's edible hats.
He's got like a big smiling, beardy face. He's a dwarven, a little taller. Edible hats, all the rage out here, all the rage. You see him. Look at all the people wearing edible hats.
How do you see so many of them if they just eat them?
Edible hats.
What are they made out of? I mean, like licorice or something?
Just the best, delicious tasting hats.
Do you offer free samples?
I don't like to. He's kind of looking around. I need you to roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I'm minimally persuasive.
That's what they call me. Oh, minimally persuasive. I'm not supposed to. Okay, and he kind of pulls up. It is the grossest looking, partly eaten hat you've ever seen in your life. But there's a couple of spots that seem like no one's nibbled off of it. Just don't tell anyone.
I was gonna take a bite.
I mean, have you eaten a hat before?
No.
It's a pretty good hat.
Where's hats go?
Is it like spicy or sweet or?
It's a little
Does it
bland.
taste like a parsnip? But
You expected it almost looked like a straw hat. So you expected it to be like kind of dry. It's actually pretty good. Maybe it's the like rain that's happening right now, but it's a nice, like a dense cake. And for that nibble, you have I don't know. Your next roll on a history check is an advantage.
Wow. So
anyone else care to try?
tastes good, but how's it look? I'm gonna put the hat on.
Oh man, that is. I don't know about you guys, but look at that man. Mouse. Person. Yes, you! Do you want an edible hat?
No, I do not.
Well, then shove off.
I'm,
But you!
While this like flamboyancy is happening, I've been watching all of my friends' coin purses to make sure there are no fingers slipping toward them.
Roll a perception. Okay, good. I notated that. You don't notice anything Yeah.
Well, I can't get the help but feeling like I'm getting swindled. You wouldn't swindle me, right?
That's the finest edible hat market in the world.
Huh.
Have you ever heard of edible hats? No.
I have not.
But this one could be yours. It looks dashing on you. It's very like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm picturing like a big old like rimmed hat. The only thing I can think of is Darkwing Duck. That like billowy. Yeah, it's sleek, and the rain's kind of dripping off of it. It's I think it's a great. Friends, don't you think it's a great look? Probably even get a discount because it's so good.
How much for this hat?
He's gonna look at you. $100 gold. 100 gold.
Phew. You're gonna love my counter offer, or I'll eat my hat.
How did you know? 110 gold.
96 gold.
Okay.
Forget it. I don't actually want it.
What?
I'm gonna take it off and throw it back to him. Edible hats? Have you ever listened to yourself?
And he goes, "If I'm wrong, I'll eat my hat." And he just starts eating that hat.
I turned to Al. I totally gave him that. I gave him that.
So he's
That was a
proved
preview.
himself wrong?
I
He was
Yeah.
wrong, so he ate his own hat? This seems like an unreputable market. Also, I have a feeling that these hats won't hold up in this current rainstorm.
No,
It's probably the most disreputable black market I've ever been to.
Shadier than all the black markets I saw in prison. She walks away.
You'll be back.
Excuse me, sir. Before we leave, do you know where we can get some sending stones?
I know where you can get an edible hat.
Screw you, you mook. Walk away.
I said good day.
I said good day.
Samantha's roll a perception check. Nice. As you're kind of watching, a couple people go by. There's a couple close calls, and in fact, like one individual kind of like sees you and like scurries away.
My
what you
helmet's
do-
on.
What's that?
My helmet's on.
Oh, just smoldering. Yeah, it's like a younger kid, maybe even like homeless, just like whoo, and then just scurries away. But no one seems to bother your friends. But you do hear a couple of things like, "Fit all your belongings in one bag," and then you hear, "Finest death cloaks this side of Pazubia," and then. Purple worm poison! Purple worm poison!
Ooh. Give me some purple worm poison.
You hear, "It done numb my friend at all them numbers. I wouldn't sell it to any fool." And then you do catch, kind of farther away, someone barking about something about stones.
Many people are selling many things. No one should travel alone. This place is not to be trusted.
Well,
Trust your wisdom, Savathris.
he just said not to trust him.
No.
Oh.
You may trust me if you wish. My belief is that anyone in this city is not to be trusted.
Except for you. And us, of course. I knew
And
that. Shut up, Ishnu.
That is a good
Curious.
distinction.
I'm
What I
curious
meant to
about those
say,
death cloaks, though.
and to allow me a moment to clarify, anyone hailing from this city.
Gotcha. No, I think that's good advice. I do. Think we could find some shady fence I could sell some of the stuff to?
I will relay all of the phrases I heard and
Nice.
point general directions when I say. Remember, walk with a buddy, or it won't be funny.
I'm gonna
Nice.
write that down.
It's much more funny in my language.
Really?
The rhymes are better.
Oh. Okay. That makes it funnier?
Mm.
I'll take your word for it, big guy.
Also, the word for funny sounds remarkably similar to something very naughty in my language. Very naughty indeed. He walks away.
Was he joking there? Oh, look at Al.
I would say so. Yes.
I'll never get it. All right, I'll follow Savathris. Keep close.
Does anyone want to check out the bag?
Yeah, let's check out the bag though. I could also use some purple worm poison, I think.
I want to look at those death cloaks.
Yeah.
We can go in order if you like.
All right, so
Something funny happened.
real quick, my wife is taking a piano class.
Yeah.
And apparently they called on her to play right as the time that I was describing the entire black market. So it's just the whole background. Hey, you know what?
Can they picture the black market?
Yeah, do they picture the black market? Do they want to
Really,
shop?
you described it pretty well.
I'm selling edible hats, so
The real old guy in class was like, you can practice with all the boys back there.
you're like, this is quiet.
Ask them
It
if they want to
wasn't
play
the,
D&D.
Yeah, do they want to play D&D? We got
Make them roll initiative.
At least it wasn't the goblin foot stew.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
Or you're yelling, just the tip! Just the tip!
just the tip. Oh my god.
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So
So
We're going to the bag shop.
Oh, okay. So
What's the
you
bag?
guys would pass several barkers talking about something about a grotesque cloak you could wear to hide and scurry from your enemies as you kind of walk past. You get up to a small old lady who's holding a very nice crotch. She's holding a crotch. Fuck.
That's good
Oh,
for the
That's a nice crotch. Who's that belong
the
to?
lesson.
Oh, this old thing, and she throws it. And then she pulls out her cross-stitch bag. Whew, nailed it. And you see her, she's like putting like a whole like rod through it, and then she's pulling it back out. Only
Can we
got one.
Is that tricks? Can we tell if that's like an illusion or actual magic?
Yeah, you can roll an insight or an arcane.
Yeah.
Ah,
My insight's a little better.
the rolls are terrible.
Giant crotch bag, you say?
Convenient.
Oh yes. Smirk, you're mesmerized. How is she even doing that? Al, you feel like it doesn't seem to be a trick. Don't have a lot of them. Only got this one in from the south. Big sale today. Big sale.
So, how much you want for one of those bag things?
Oh well, you know it's the only one around these parts. They're not too cheap. How much you got?
How much do you want to
Nice.
got?
Good one. Good one, Al.
How much do you want to got have in your hand?
Oh, you got a case of the crotch bag. Well,
I'm gonna try to. I want an intimidator, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, how
Yeah.
are you intimidating her?
Kind of like pulling out my knife and just like looking at it, looking at her, looking at it, looking at her, and then I point the knife and I'm like, "How much do you want to got?"
So, what are your thoughts on?
All right, roll your
What are your thoughts on torture?
What the hell am I looking for?
Intimidation?
Thank you.
That's what I'm rolling. That's what I
Nice.
got.
And she goes, that's a nice knife. And she pulls out a bigger knife out of the bag. That's a knife.
They got this is a knife.
This is a great movie. Well, it's the only one. No one else is selling them. These cheap stalls. She looks around. Some other guy's like, "Hey, you shut your mouth, lady.
You shut your
Um,
mouth.
You shut it. Shut it." That's right,
Lock it up. Lock it up.
Phil. I was asking for 1,500. And she kind of looks at you.
For what?
For this bag. I stitched it myself.
Is there embroidery on the front? What does it look like?
Yeah, it's like a heart.
Just a heart? Is it like an anatomically correct heart or just like a cartoon heart?
Yes, it is an anatomically correct heart with a fake-looking cartoon arrow coming out of it.
How much does a bag of holding normally cost?
You can roll a history check. Could have been you, Claire. Could have been you.
History.
In this economy?
It seems reasonable. I mean, you saw what it did.
She did put a lot of stuff in there. I say awkwardly to the group.
I will give you the fact that having possibly found things and selling
I
them
don't
for
know
fair
why
prices,
I'm
you feel
rolling
like
so
that's still
shitty.
pretty steep.
Can I incite her?
Yeah. Who, Claire? All day?
I'll
Claire's lying.
persuade her.
Yeah, you feel like she's kind of seeing if you're idiots or not.
She's testing you as an outsider.
Ha!
I say out loud.
Then you're persuading her to what?
She thinks all
what'd she say?
outsiders are fools.
She's asking 1,500 gold, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm
I
gonna
will say you would have, like, for the rooms and everything you guys have paid for, you have paid a lot. Like, you paid, like in, Caesar, you could have stayed like kings for the price you guys paid for the rooms.
Right.
Everything seems to be over the top
Yeah,
expensive.
The inflation here is much stronger than I'm used to at home.
Yeah, it's about 28%.
If you want us to be seriously interested in what you're trying to hawk here, you're gonna have to show us more features than it can just hold stuff.
I could turn it inside out, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
She kind of looks at you and puts her foot in it.
Mhm. You telling me you can fit a whole person inside there?
Yeah. She puts her other foot in there.
So what? You got
Big
your legs
people.
in. Big whoop.
She like wiggles up.
Still see your head.
But she pulls it out real quick. I don't do that
Alright.
for just anyone, and she's wiggling on out of it.
I see a loose stitch there, though. I'll give you 1,000 gold for it.
Savathris,
Mhm.
roll just roll an intelligence check.
You smart?
And you know what, Alice, I'll give you your history check. With
With
advantage.
advantage. Oh, boom.
Ooh.
Okay.
So strong.
Wow. Savathris, you're not quite sure. It still seems pretty steep. But Alice, you're thinking that Smirk could probably bring her down a little bit more. That it's still probably priced higher, even at 1,000 gold.
Oh no. Smirk, it feels like maybe we could find more capable vendors on our
Whoa.
travels, don't you
Whoa.
think?
I mean, I stitched this heart. I'm
Did
pretty
you-
sure it's the exact size of a heart.
Whose heart?
Human heart?
Yeah,
Goblin heart? Pig heart?
maybe.
Pig/human heart?
Probably pig heart. I think they're bigger. I mean, I know they're bigger.
Can I
I've-
try to persuade her again with help?
I will say you can roll straight, since you've already persuaded her once.
Okay.
instead of rolling at disadvantage.
Why do you want this bag so badly? It's just a bag.
It's the principle of the thing.
She is obviously wasting our time. We should go
800
elsewhere.
gold.
You're offering
And
it
I'll
at 100 gold?
fix the stitch. 800 gold.
100 gold, you say?
No, I feel like she's. And then Smirk, she's looking at you directly now.
Mhm.
It's just you and me here. You and me. Okay.
I don't know.
750, and I'll
Sounds
fix
like-
the stitch. I'm fixing it right now. Okay, look.
Sounds like my friend Savvy here has a bad guy.
Who? Bill? Phil? Philip? I ran them out of town. Was it Jeremy?
It's called a backpack. I have one.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
No. This is a bag. You can wear it like a purse. A
It
man
cost me
purse.
5 gold.
Yeah, it can't. Can you put a whole body in there? Or several?
Do you want to find out?
No. Or
Whoa, savvy.
500 pounds, not to exceed
Her
64
torture.
cubic square feet.
I mean, I'm gonna turn around and whisper. I mean, I do have a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff in here. I mean, look at this. My jar of bees is almost falling out of the bag.
Oh, is that a jar of bees? You can
Hey.
fit that in this bag.
None of your beeswax.
I see what you did. 700. The stitch is fixed.
$650, final offer.
Roll a persuasion check.
Hell yeah.
Just a straight her up.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Boom.
Nice. You beat her by 4. What'd you say, 650?
$650, yeah.
Sold! She puts out her little wrinkly hand.
I'll shake it.
It's a little slimy. Could be the rain. Could be she's not quite human. You're not sure what she is. She's weird. But she hands over the.
more moisturizer.
This is a bag of holding with real life heart stitching.
Alright.
Heart.
This is a one of a kind, guys. It's a collector's
Yes, it
item.
is.
What are you putting in it first?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe everything.
Oh, did I actually
I
put
got-
that in your inventory? I did not. Bloop. There you go.
Alright. I'll put my,
What are you gonna put in it?
I don't know yet. Oh, I got so much stuff.
Well, I'm closed now. That was my only item, so if y'all could just shove off, that'd be really great. I'm just
Alright.
Her little tent like bloop, 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 bloop. And she puts it into another bag of holding she has on her waist. She's like 4 of them.
That was your only item.
They're all stitched with hearts.
Yeah, but this one got the stitch fixed.
Mhm.
Mark.
Right.
Stitch fix.
I'll put my hemp and rope in it. There we go.
That's much better. It feels so light.
A little bit more room in the old backpackerino. Alright. Where to next?
You wanted to look at the poison and the darkness cloaks.
Did you say
Yeah.
the death cloak? I said
Yes.
death cloaks.
Ishmael's gonna
cloak
walk
of
up to the
death.
guy and he says, "Tell me about these death cloaks."
He's like every emo guy you've ever seen. He's just like combed over.
Greasy.
But his skin and face look like undead, and not just like drawn. Like they look gaunt and undead. They're real good. And his eyes are just black sunken holes. I'm wearing one now. I look like the dead.
Real good at what?
Oh, Ishmael.
he kind of pulls back his hood, and like
Everybody's
the
being a
face
little
goes
sassy
back to
tonight.
normal, and it's just like this guy with a nerdy face. He's like, hey, "Come on!" and he puts it back over. Good for a lot of things. Like they give disadvantage if you're being attacked by undead, because undead creatures are confused. You know, and stuff.
Should it
How
be
much?
called a look like you're dead cloak? I mean,
How
I feel
much
like
for
that'd be
this
more
cloak?
accurate.
400 gold pieces.
200.
Do you really want one, sir?
You're making me want it less. 150.
Oh, I mean, I'd take 200 for it.
Unfortunately, that was my previous offer.
Roll a intimidation check.
Good. I'm not having it. The South is over this place.
Listen, you little shit.
Oh, you're real good. I have more materials in it than that. 200.
Does it provide any other protection other than against undead?
You look like the undead. Great for looking like a lich, or actually a lich. You look undead.
It is quite stylish.
Thank you. Do you really like it?
No, 150.
Oh. You can see him like, whoa. I'll take 150. And he grabs the cloak and holds it out.
You just gotta hit him where it hurts, Savvy, right in the self-esteem. Alright, you pimply freak, hand it over.
Just one tear drip falling out.
I'm gonna give him 150 gold.
Is he a human?
Oh yeah, he is like the teenage boy equivalent of a human. I will shove the cloak of death in the inventory sheet. Excuse me. With the 2 pounds of black dragon scales.
All yours, Savvy. Unless you want me to put it in my new bag.
Sure.
Where'd the 2
How
pounds
about-
of black dragon scales come from?
A dragon.
Yeah, we kind of killed a big black swamp dragon.
We have killed a dragon. That's cool.
That was the whole thing. We'll tell you about it sometime.
I feel like we have much catching up to do. Over dinner. Over dinner.
Right, over dinner. That's all I'm saying.
Over dinner. Right now we have more wares to purchase.
The last couple of stalls you hear something about a number numbing brooch. Number numbing brooch.
Oh.
Got there. The purple worm poison, and it's like this gross looking, like just green gaunt guy. And then you do hear again about stones that send messages.
I am interested in the purple worm poison, but I don't want to waste anybody's time.
Purple worm poison.
If I used to buy poison, this would be it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll
I'm gonna-
winces a bit at the word poison.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Ooh.
Forgot. Sensitive.
I mean, to each
Trigger
his own.
warning.
To each his own. Just a bit touchy there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna look at
Allegedly
this,
touchy.
allegedly touchy. I'm gonna look at this rock on the ground. And she just stares at the ground.
Grin kind of puts his hands behind his back and just shuffles forward to the green guy and just kind of makes an act of perusing the poisons. Oh, what you got here?
We sell poisons. He is like a full blood I don't know. Has your character ever heard about like the snake people, the Wanti?
What nature?
Yeah.
There are a lot of snake people down in
Oh
Presumia?
shit. You've on your travels as a ship crew, you passed a couple. They're usually known for just good assassins and
A
typically
bunch of
just
snakes.
yeah, just not good people. But this guy looks like he sells some shit. And he goes, I see another like myself.
Well, that's a heck of a leap.
You don't stab, shoot, kill, maim, destroy?
I do, but I don't have a weird lisp thing.
It's a snake thing.
Sure it is, buddy.
It's like,
Anyways, what's your most lethal thing you got here?
purple worm poison.
Yeah? What'd it come
Good.
from?
A purple worm.
Just testing if you knew your wares. What's it do?
If I said black worm, would you be impressed?
No. It's obviously purple worm poison. It's purple.
He shakes it and it turns green.
I stand corrected.
Goes back to purple. It poisons.
No shit.
Good poison.
Poisons well. How about a demonstration? Not on me.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of dip. He like pulls out a little like blow dart, dips it in the poison, and then like, yeah, and like a little rat goes scurrying by, and then just like falls to the ground immediately.
Hey, that was my cousin. Just kidding. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Sorry for the loss.
How much you want for it? How many uses can I get out of it?
Roll a d4. It's gonna be on you, Dane.
Come on. 1.
Nice. You get 2 uses out of it. 2.
Okay.
He goes on to tell you that it is. Let me just make this at 2 uses.
I think you mean 3 uses.
I don't think that's how it works.
Proportion.
I am the master of coin.
I can't just make more uses.
Oh,
Um,
I'm off my game today.
Intimidate more uses out of me.
he goes on to tell you that
Where are the uses?
the purple worm that it harvests from is very venomous.
Okay.
And basically, you can use for 2 attacks. I'm using non real player speak. 2 attacks. It's a high DC, and if they fail, they're taking 12 d6 poison. It is like a good sneak attack combo. But it is expensive.
How expensive?
2,800.
2,800, huh?
Oh wait, I have a list.
I was gonna hear this from standing staring at her stone, and she'll come over and she'll be like, I just want to make sure that's really what it really is. A lot of poisons. And you know, allegedly, I should be able to know this, so she'd like to smell it. To see if
Yeah.
it's really the poison that it is.
Yeah, roll.
And not a sham!
I've never shammed. Yeah, roll an investigation check. That seems fair. Or a medicine, your choice.
What am I stronger at? Not medicine. Investigation it is.
Aren't you immune to poison? Isn't that something you are?
I don't think I'm immune to poison.
Yeah, you are. Immune to sleep and poison.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I'm immune to poison.
Do you taste it?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We're gonna find
Yeah,
out.
I'd like to taste it.
Nice.
Whoa.
Love
Wild card.
it. You see her like,
Mhm.
and she doesn't It's more like she licks the bottom of the cork.
Hey, easy. There's only 2 uses in there.
You see the wanties like. It's definitely a strong poison. It makes your numb. Your numb go
Numb go
tongue.
tongue. My numb go tongue.
Fuck. Your tongue go numb. And it like you can feel it start to work, and then your body's natural just over the years of making maybe poisonous food, maybe not. Allegedly, you're fine. But yeah, it's definitely a strong ass poison. Maybe the strongest you've ever tasted.
Elwek. It's probably a real poison. She just walks away.
I'm worried about your friend.
Okay, but for a fellow practitioner, how much?
Seeing as that your friend used a thing and it's only 2 uses now, $22.50.
You know what? I got all this money. I might as well spend it.
Who knew it took you guys a black market to spend all your gold? Bring it on.
I got tons of money left. That's not true. I only have a couple thousand.
Are there also like purple markets and green markets?
Actually, yeah, as you look around, there's a yellow market right beside this one.
Platinum piece is 10 gold?
10, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the metric system in D&D. And then the only thing I can think of is meters, so I meter to a...
Meters and liters.
But yeah, you get them down to $22.50 if you want it. I will put it in the party sheet.
$22.50 for what?
It's 2 uses of a 12d6 poison damage.
Wow.
Constitution saving throw of 19.
So are all currencies by 10 then?
Yes.
10 copper pieces for okay. I couldn't remember.
Copper to silver, silver to gold, gold to platinum, platinum to
copper. Okay.
Iridium.
So let's see here.
Hi.
Do you need money, Grin?
I don't think so, but I did not convert all of the money that I had properly, so I'm trying to figure out if I did.
While Grin is purchasing, do you guys make your way over to the sending stones?
Yeah?
Yes.
You see a little gnome kind of sitting up on the actual table.
Oh, hello. Are you looking for the sending stones? That's where I sell the sending stones and talk to other sending stones and talk to people.
What language is that?
It's common.
Oh.
It's not a language, it's a disability.
We will take. How much are your sending stones?
$2.50 a piece.
They are no good on their own.
Nope. And these aren't good on their own anyways. They all communicate with each other.
They all communicate with each other.
I screwed up the I made them that way on purpose.
How many do you have?
4. Or 3. Do you want less?
4 is good.
Oh, okay. That's 1,000 gold pieces. I'll give you 900 for the whole lot.
700 for the whole lot.
Yeah.
Roll a persuasion check.
Get him, Andy.
This is it. Yeah, come on.
Hey,
Working
I'm buying the
game.
poison. I'm going broke, but I'm buying the poison.
Nice. It's in the party sheet.
I want it.
Hold on. Let me see what he rolls. Oh, I didn't even hide that one.
You did though.
800.
Pretty good deal.
What kind of person am I talking to right now?
He's a gnome. older by gnome standards.
I pull out my coin purse and I'm looking in it. What caused you to live in such a place?
Good
And
market.
to work so closely to, and I nod towards the temple to Baphomet.
Oh, you think that's weird? Should see the market. It's a good place to sell and buy. I mean, everything's marked up, so I make a premium. I mean, everything's a reasonable price.
So it is greed that brought you here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell
Greed of helping my fellow people.
Mm-hmm.
Get money. What brought you here? You don't look familiar. We love you too.
They all love you too. She loves you guys too.
Just here for the summer, or, you know?
We are here to defeat a great evil.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
for summer camp.
Oh,
Summer.
you're here for the summer camp too? I hear it's pretty good.
The defeat evil summer camp.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
It's invite only.
Oh, that's probably why they wouldn't invite old Bill.
How many times?
Billo.
How many times can you use these stones? How do they work? Once per day?
Oh, no. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let me read. They come in pairs, but in this one they come in fours. While you touch one stone, you can use an action to send the spell of sending. The target is bearer of the other stone. Can't be used again until next dawn. So once a day.
Once a day each?
Yep.
Can the recipient of the stone reply?
That's a great question. The spell enables blah 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 blah. You can send a message and the target a different plane. Blah blah blah. 5%. You can answer immediately. Yes. So you could. You can reply. So you would have 4 actions or 4 times to be able to send and receive.
How much do you want for these stones?
The whole lot for 800. You already said it. 800.
I'm beginning to understand that this marketplace is generally a ripoff, where you start at an exorbitant price, but the real price is significantly lower. So, if you've started at 800 gold, perhaps the real price is 100 gold?
Oh, I like you. You're
Ooh.
wicked smart. I will allow you to make a persuasion or intimidation, your choice.
I actually have intimidation. I never
Yeah.
use it, but I did have it.
I mean, that
Intellectual
seemed pretty intimidating for...
Yeah.
Intellectual intimidation.
Well, I mean, 100's pretty low, really low for my talents. I mean, I did make a mistake and make them all talk to each other instead of just another stone, and it's kind of my fault. And 500, I can do it for 500. Nothing less. A lot of man hours that went into there, even if I messed it up.
I mean, you just admitted that you messed it up.
No, I made them better. Hey, look, you're all together, there's a group of you, and you can talk to each other.
Very well, I suppose I could accept 400 gold.
Alright, one more persuasion check. If you pass a 15, you can get for 400. Gotta roll higher than a 15.
Oh.
No, 500. 500 is my last offer. That's a steal. How am I gonna pay my rent for my stall?
Very well, you drive a hard bargain, but I accept.
Excellent. You want a gift wrap? No, probably not. No.
I want them gift wrapped.
I will gift wrap them.
You bet your ass I want to get ripped.
For a gnome of his age, they're pretty well gift wrapped. So you have 4 gift wrap sending stones. In fact, let me.
They gift wrapped in. What's the
Mauve.
gift wrap look like?
mauve potato sacks with a purple string.
This is getting fancy.
Oh, I'm
I
out
know
of
his
purple. This
favorite
one's gonna
color.
have to be a blue one.
You gotta cover it in gumdrop buttons.
Not the gumdrop
Dip it in yogurt.
buttons.
All right.
Not the gumdrop button.
Yeah. Other than that, there was just one other stall, but yeah, you guys, you did pretty well at the black market here. There's also the general store if you need, or which would sell general oddities, possibly, or whatever else the party wants to do before nightfall.
I'm gonna dump all my stuff from my bag into my bag of holding. Just. Yep.
Nice. A couple things drop out, but you quickly kind of grab them and put them back in.
Yeah.
In fact, make a dexterity check.
All right. Can do that. Dicks.
Nice. There's a moment where your 1600 ball bearings start to like
No.
slide, and then you're like, "Ah!" and then you're just like batting them in quickly. You only lose one in the whole ordeal.
Oh, that's
Pretty impressive.
good. I gotta mark that in the inventory.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you're down to 15.99 ball bearings. I also love the fact that I've been letting you just carry around 1600 ball bearings. Oh, D&D. You're the best.
All right.
I would like to look for ingredients. So she leans into the Sending Stone gnome. Do you know of any cooking ingredients unique to the area, or anyone who would be selling vegetables or meat or spices?
Oh, you could always talk to Nairaga. She sells pretty much everything. She owns that whole building. He kind of points, and it's this giant building. A little creepy if you ask me. I don't really like flying people, but hey, she's got everything. I've been here for years.
Does she sell at better prices than you?
No one sells at better prices than me. I
Insight.
don't think. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make him roll for it. He's hard to read, but you're pretty sure he's lying.
I'm pretty sure he's lying.
I'm right here.
Oh, sorry.
As he's like sitting on the little table with his little feet.
It is safe to assume that anyone who chooses to live here would be lying.
Yeah.
If he had sold those sending stones for 400 gold, he may have been telling the truth.
Yeah, good thing I didn't sell him at that. Well,
I think we're done here.
Good day's work for me. I'm going back to bed. He like hops down off the little bench and then runs away.
Are we like the only people buying stuff here?
You look around, there's no one there.
I have
there's
thinking
a couple random
suspicion.
oddities.
I have this sinking suspicion we're the only people with money in this town.
Hmm.
Are we suddenly the upper class?
You can roll a
You have quite a
perception.
bit of money.
Roll a perception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, you both notice as you kind of look around, there's a lot of poor individuals. In fact, Smirk kind of looking around, there's a couple of people that are either dead or dead, just kind of like lying a couple streets over. Maybe they're awake. They're probably dead.
Yeah, I do believe we are high rollers here. We're probably one of the more alive people here, too. We go over and nudge the body. Yeah, he's dead.
Yep.
Oh,
Shall we go into this store to find what we need to find? Is there anything else we are needing to find?
Nope, sending stones, check. Purple worm goo, check. Cloak that makes you look like a goth kid, check. And the
peer
bag.
into the store. Let's just see what they got. She's a
Uh,
little like
Let's go.
palms together, fingers. tapping each other thing.
Lead
So,
the
I
Al,
don't
way,
know what that action is called.
you lead the way
Yeah.
into the store. What's your?
By the way, Savathris, when you use that cloak, make sure to do the voice.
What voice?
The
The
emo
goth kid
voice.
Emo voice.
Hey,
14.
but why?
Because you have to.
Yeah.
The real question is,
after-
are you wearing it right now, or did you just put it away?
Sure, I'll put it on.
Yeah, his eyes immediately like sink into his head, and it looks like he's just a skull, and his skin turns to like an undead color.
If I could see under your helmet, I'd guess that you look pretty creepy.
Abby, you look like you have not been working out right now.
That's okay. I don't do
Finger-
it for the looks.
Finger tenting. It's called
Is that what it's
tenting.
called? Finger tenting. Okay, good. Wow.
Like
Got it.
Dr. Evil.
Wow.
Yep. Finger tenting.
Why?
Wow.
Or steepling.
The more you, steepling sounds very
Isn't it like
distinguished.
steepling is like when you weep weep weep?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Mm,
weep weep.
This is the church. This is the
the
steeple.
finger steeple.
Blah, 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 blah.
Look inside, and there are all the people.
Wow. Wow. Al, as you enter the store, and it's a huge, freaking huge store.
Like an IKEA or like a Whole Foods.
No, very much like I guess more Whole Foods, because it's just like aisle upon aisle, and it's very open. But the first thing you notice is there's kind of like some straw and hay on the ground, and you kind of hear, and it's this big, like barn-like roof that continues, and you hear, "Welcome to Nairagas," and you're hearing flapping coming from the rafters.
Is this still part of the black market?
No, this is the general store.
Ah.
General goods.
General goods store.
General stuff and oddities, I heard.
Yes, general stuff and oddities. It does smell nice in here. It is definitely drier than the rest of the black market.
Dead people?
No dead people. Savathers, no smirk with your 19 perception. You're the first to notice that there is a large flying creature heading your way.
Look out! To the duck.
Looks very familiar to this person.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna pull my crossbow out and aim it at it.
Whoa!
Harpy!
Whoa!
Stay back,
Whoa!
you freak!
The name is Nairaga. I might be a harpy, and she's like holding her hand out and like flapping. But I also run the best general store this side of Tuzumia.
Not a big fan of harpies.
Me neither. And she kind of like lands in front of you, and then she folds her wings behind her, and she's wearing like a feathered dress to like show some sort of modesty.
Yeah, that's nice. At least.
But she's definitely a harpy, like full blown harpy, without all the crazy cawing.
I'm gonna kind of duck behind Savathris with my crossbow still aimed on her. We
If
sure we
only-
want to deal with one of these things?
If only Jacques was still here, he would.
He could charm a harpy like nobody else.
Like no
Exactly.
one else.
Actually, I think it was the other way around, but still.
My kind does have a way with people.
I
Not
think
me
the
though.
attraction was mutual.
Oh, I'd like to meet this Jacques. But I am here for the selling and the oddities, and you know what? Rent's good here when they're afraid of you.
I'll slowly lower my crossbow, but I don't put it away.
I'm not armed. She's like big feathers. Pull up. So, and she
Steeples her
hand
fingers.
Steeples.
Steeples.
Yeah, that's her fingers.
What are you looking for? I have a wide assortment in the store. Wide assortment in the store.
Nice to meet you. I'm Al. These are my companions, my friends. My
Hi.
friends. We've
Hi.
almost died together. I would say
We can
my
be friends.
friends. Yeah.
Usually, when you almost die together, that kind of makes you friends. That's probably pretty good. I
It
think I've had
wasn't
some
always
friends
like
then.
that in the slammer, but Nice to
prison
meet
here. I hear it's pretty roomy. Not really. I hear it's pretty awful.
Well, it was prison back in the place, but
Not from here. Okay, cool.
no.
Cool,
Well,
cool, cool,
you don't know that. She
It
tries to
sounds-
play it cool, like she gave too much information away.
I see what you're doing. Wink. We all see through it. It's fine.
Do you have any kind of like rare ingredients?
Oh. And
I fancy myself something of a cook.
Oh, I'm gonna see if I can way back this shit. So she flies off, and you see her like dive bomb a couple of different crates, and she's like grabbing them with her talons. The chickens have large talons. And she comes back and sits a couple things on the ground. Fuck, I don't think I have it. Damn it. Nope. I was gonna pull it back from the first campaign, but I don't have it saved anywhere. She pulls back, and they're just a wide a range of different seasonings, tastings. It's pretty substantial. In fact, pretty much anything you can possibly think, she either has or she goes off to go get for you. Like, this is an extensive store of oddities.
What are you guys hungry for? She asks to the rest of the group.
I'm fine.
I'm in the mood for a good quiche, but now's hardly the time.
I could eat anything.
Rare eggs do you have?
Rare eggs. And she, like, and then dive bombs back. This one is an ostrich, but this one, and she holds it up, for 5 gold is an owlbear. Pretty sure it's fresh.
Be the judge of that. She's gonna take it and shake it and smell it.
Smells pretty good. I mean,
Genuine owlbear egg.
seems like it would be good, right? It's an owlbear.
How large is the owlbear egg compared to the ostrich egg?
I mean, probably double the size. It's pretty big. It's huge.
So we're thinking like quiche for a couple weeks.
Easily, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for
said
5 gold, you
You
could.
said 5 gold?
5 gold. It's a steal. I stole it myself. Someone stole it from an owlbear. Not me. Someone.
Sounds like a bargain to me.
Mm-hmm.
I trust me a harpy. I had a couple of harpy roommates at one point.
I like that. I don't believe it, but I like that. Actually, they're pretty miserable. Harpies are awful.
Cellmates, you get used to it. They keep you up at night, but you get used to it. Short term. 6 gold it is. I feel comfortable with that. What
I
about
love
you guys? Feel confident in that price, team?
I don't buy a lot of eggs, so yeah.
I trust your
about-
judgment now.
We've been on a bartering roll.
About 5 gold.
I mean, I think that's what I said. I thought she was just gonna tip me. I'll take 5 gold for it. I mean, they only
There you
last so
go.
long.
Nailed it.
I also have this is very, very fine spice from the north. Very rare, very rare. 20 gold. It's what's left over from the Great Witch Slap to the
Whoa.
Great North.
Have we heard about the Great Witch Slap?
Yeah, have we heard of the Great Witch Slap?
Nope.
Nope.
That sounds
it's a-
epic.
It was a long time ago. Ishnu,
Oh no, Ishnu knows about the Witch Slap.
you've run across it. It apparently happened in Chahoot to the north. Let's see, about several hundred years ago. But the witches fought against each other and eventually won their own nation to the north. And now they make fine spices.
Like there's a level of peace, and now they've refined their energy into spice making and curing.
Yeah. Curating, surviving the Great Witch Slap. There you go.
What does it do? Does it add any special?
Add it to anything. It's
Flair?
kind of like, a little cheese powder, on top, but better. Much better. Delicious. You should take a sample. Take a sample. Clearly, you're a chef. I appreciate it. You can see the apron.
Whoa! Don't just assume because I'm
Could be a
wearing an
butcher.
apron
Yeah,
and
around
holding
here.
a steak knife and a frying pan in the other hand, and there's
Okay.
clearly a pot lid in my pocket that I'm a chef. But
I wasn't going to call attention to the pot lid, but yes, you have one of those.
Allegedly a chef.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I'm allegedly a
Allegedly. She
you
does
just call
take-
me Nye. It's fine. You don't have to. Get
She
my
does
full
take
name.
the sample.
Oh, it's delicious. You could really see this adding flavor to lots of dishes.
Oh, this is, if I do say so myself, delightful.
I know.
Ishnu, would you like to try and review?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna burp. Quite delicious. It's like a steak seasoning, Add it on top right at the end for a little zest, little pop, little. It's good.
It has that little je ne sais quoi.
Wow, that's a whole nother language.
God
I
bless
don't know what that is.
Whole way with words.
That sounds Elvish.
Oh, could be. I don't speak Elvish. I just speak Harpy, which is like.
Help.
But no one likes to talk that here. Anything
Is it
else you guys,
actually, Abe? Is it Elvish? Because I speak Elvish.
It is actually, yes.
Yes, it is Elvish. It's
good
Elvish
enough.
for a little something extra.
Oh, Harpies learn something new every day. At least this one does.
All right, I'll take that and the egg for 25.
Sold. Anything else you guys need? I sold a little bit of everything.
Do you have any magical items or equipments?
Ooh! And she comes back. These are a couple that I found real quick. This one here is a coin, and she throws it in the air. These are a couple of potions of healing, and she puts them on the ground. I found a couple arrows. Looks like you used a bow. I mean, you clearly shot it at me, or a bolt. So there's a couple things. And
I
some
don't
rope.
catch-
Did you miss the coin?
I don't catch the coin.
It kind of clings to the ground. That's okay. You could just pick it up. I will say, as it hits the ground, it issues a very beautiful, melodious, ringing sound as it hits the surface, and all 4/5 of you know that the coin fell from about 18 feet. Inherently. So yeah, I've got some pretty sharp arrows. I've got 2 greater healing potions, and that coin. I'll just pick that up here. And I guess this is just silk rope, but it's sturdy. Unless you're looking for something in particular.
How much for the healing potions?
Oh, roll a charisma check, Ishnu. $200 gold. Each.
I like you.
Not
So,
for both.
I agree. I accept.
Yeah, it's a little high, but not. It's definitely less than you expected. Oh shit, where did I put these? Inventory. Bloop. Why did it put all 4 there? There's not 4. There's 2. Bloop.
You said 200 each?
200 each. Yeah. 400 for the lot. In fact, this is I think the first time in town that none of you actually feel fully ripped off. It's still a little costly, but She's got enough shit to sell. I don't think she seems to care.
Good on her.
Anything else I can do? If not, I'm a busy lady. Not really. I'm a harpy.
So there are magical arrows.
Oh, yes. They're super sharp. Look. And she kind of like pricks herself. Son of a bitch. Yeah, they're what people would call a +1 arrow. Or bolt. Because the DM is lazy.
Oh.
2.
Oh, no, I've got 20 of them. It's a whole bundle. Or you can buy 1. Or 2.
How much for the bundle?
I will sell them to you for 181.
$175.
Sold.
Did you only have the one bundle, or do you have a bundle of bolts too?
Oh, those are bolts. Sorry, bolts.
Boots.
I can go see if I have more. You hear definitely some banging and crashing, and then and
Oh,
she
wait.
comes flying back down.
Were those the +1 bolts you just put in there?
Yeah.
Oh, these are for you. I give them to you.
Oh wow!
She comes back
Thanks.
with like 2 claws full. I have more bolts than I have more arrows.
Oh, I would like arrows.
Oh, okay, 181.
175.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm gonna help him. Can I help him?
Oh, add advantage. How do you help him?
I say these bolts are really nice. They look a lot nicer than those arrows do.
170.
What'd she say?
170.
Oh,
Take that to a professional Fletcher.
sold.
I know one. Boom, in the inventory. What about you? You look handsome. Do you want anything else? She looks at you, Ishnu.
No, I'm happy.
Well, she kind of like folds her wing around.
I'm
Glad
sorry,
you're happy.
did she mention she had anything else other than the potions and the arrows?
What she brought back was that coin that fell on the ground and some silken rope. But she kind of just grabbed a whole hodgepodge of shit and brought it back.
What's the deal with the silken rope?
Oh, it's a silk rope.
Is it really soft?
Oh. She tosses it at you.
Do I catch it?
Do you? Or you just let it hit you in the face?
I'm gonna let it hit me in the face.
Oh, you were supposed to... Humans. I mean, it doesn't scratch your face. It's pretty well made. It's like
Feels pretty
super-
soft to me.
Super woven.
Does it have any like innate ability, or it's just purely aesthetic?
Super sturdy. It's about 10 gold. But it's 60 feet worth of silken rope, but it's sturdy as hell. Because it's like strands of silk that are like woven together.
Like we could get over a wall with it
Maybe.
if we had
Why? What wall are you climbing
Magical.
over?
Titans.
I don't know.
Oh.
Magical pythons. Those don't exist.
I would, you don't know what walls. You never know what walls you'll need to overcome in your life.
I know, that's why I fly. I just...
Well, that's good for you.
It is, thank you. You know, not many people thank a harpy for, good things. I fly, that's what I do.
Have you ever been over the wall at the end of town?
Oh yeah, I fly in here all the time.
Nice, nice. I hear that waterfall's a beautiful sight.
I wouldn't know. Can't get to it. It's all covered up.
Why don't you just fly over the wall?
Oh, I can get to the wall. It's guarded, and they shoot at you, and I don't deal with arrow people and shooting, and I just sell them now.
So it's just arrows they shoot you with?
No, I don't like to get close, but there were definitely some magic and some shouting and "Hey you harpy," and that was rude. The name's Nye, not "Hey you harpy."
If you could point me towards your arms and armor, section.
Oh, yeah. What are you looking for?
Do you perchance worship Baphomet?
No. Do you?
No.
Well, that's cool. I'm more of like what do they call it? A loner, a rebel. I just follow my own air. And she kind of like lifts up a little bit and then flutters down.
Ooh, I got a sending stone. Actually, I'm not taking a sending stone. There are only 4, right?
There were 4. They're
Yeah, there's a
all
party sheet if you want to take one.
programmed to talk to each other.
I already can like talk to people in their heads.
In your head.
Although only up to 100 feet. But
Will you be able to hear what's going on in the sending stone conversation? Or will it be like a private group
No,
chat?
but someone's gonna have to be out.
It is a private group chat that only you can hear.
We're gonna have to fill them in.
Yep. She does take you over to the armory, and it's mostly kind of ragtag items, kind of like stored on a shelf. There's a couple of nice armor pieces. Roll a investigation or perception, depending on how close you get. A lot of it, some of it seems worn. Some of it definitely seems like someone died in it. Like there's an arrow bolt, sticking in it. Nothing too much kind of sticks out at you. Ishnu, you do notice a couple of very well, like, pristine pieces of leather that kind of have different color sheens to them. She kind of sees you looking at them, and she goes, "Oh, those are different things depending on what you're looking for. I've got some leathers and armors that resist to different elements. Could be a little costly though. But I'm also friends with the blacksmith. If you ever need anything made, depending on how much time you got in this town."
Ishnu will point out the leathers to everybody else. I don't wear armor though myself.
Nah, you wouldn't want to hide your physique.
That's nice leathers.
Showing off the physique is more for Sabathras, but
He looks like someone that doesn't miss leg day.
Ashnu, it's really weirded me out, but I think she likes you. But she's also a harpy, so take that as you will.
I don't charm people like everyone else. I do it with my feminine wilds.
I am not Jacques.
Is there anything else that you would think is of interest to adventurers?
Adventures, huh?
I would have to say adventures of second tier.
Hey.
Like you're second rate? That's pretty insulting. I think all your friends are standing right there.
No, as in we have transcended the first tier, and now we
Yeah.
are on the second tier.
Yeah, that's more like it.
I feel honored.
Perhaps the third tier almost.
Okay.
I've just only experienced one near-death experience yet. I feel like I've so much adventuring left to learn.
Everyone.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Al has killed a dragon. Wait, have you killed a dragon?
Me?
Allegedly.
We have allegedly killed a dragon.
I've killed allegedly hundreds of dragons. Okay. These are new. These are new stock. They're kind of pricey. They're temporary. They are a little pricey. They are temporary tattoos. Kind of random what happens. I only have a small assortment, but for a couple of days, you can absorb different magic effects.
Sounds too much like those tarot cards I used to have.
Dude, what happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
These are more like a tattoo. You use a warm cloth and you peel them off, and your skin's tattooed. Was it like that?
Wait, so they're not like needle tattoos? You put them on and they're
No,
like, temporary?
it's like a sticker, like a just for a little bit, a couple of days.
You have to admit that sounds pretty cool.
That does sound pretty
There-
cool. How much you
One-
want from?
One's like a cat, one's a dragon face, one's just like a couple claw marks. This one makes you look pretty rad, you know. She's got
You
3
like
of
being
them.
Rad.
They are. Boop, 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 boop. I have the cat. The cat tattoo is a poison absorbing tattoo. The claws are a thunder. And what the hell did I say the last one was?
Dragon.
Dragon.
Dragon. The dragon is a cold. And actually, it's breathing like a cold air.
Oh, okay.
And you it absorbs some damage if you're wearing it. 500 gold each. It's new. I'm trying it out.
Like it absorbs damage or resists?
Absorbs damage, so you actually would heal.
Wow.
Wow. It absorbs I don't think it actually. It absorbs 30 hit points for each thing. Cold, poison, lightning.
Oh, what are they?
500 gold each. They last for a week.
I wish. Yeah,
I mean, you
not
could
for
always
me.
come back.
Yeah, maybe.
Perhaps when you have a Baphomet Day sale.
Is that coming up? Should I know?
Grin will start laughing, but then I'll look at Savvy, and then I'll look back at the shoe. Anyways, when are we meeting our little friend here?
I don't know. When are you meeting him?
I was talking to you.
Oh, sorry. I'll just stand here.
I'm gonna turn around, turn my back to her. Hey guys, when are we meeting? What's his face? Rock?
Was it in the evening?
It was. Was it
24
dusk?
hours?
How much more time do we have to kill here?
Now?
Not you!
That's an interesting question, though. Can you kill time? Is time killable? Does it have a life?
I don't know. You know what I meant, Vishnu? No, of course you didn't know what I meant.
No, I don't.
We have to waste some time here to meet our buddy at the river, right? That was the
I mean,
plan?
I wouldn't call it wasting time. I feel like I've really enjoyed myself here.
All right, you know what? We're just gonna walk over here.
No. I mean, you're still in my shop. I can see you.
Anyways, I'm done shopping. In fact, I'm dead broke.
I feel like I have everything that I need currently.
Speaking of which, do you know anything about grinding up black dragon scales? 'Cause we got a ton of them here.
Do I know it? Do I
Wait.
know anything about grinding
I-
up black dragon scales?
Roll a history check.
Perhaps you could use it as a spice.
That's right.
I was actually wondering if
Maybe you do that.
black dragon scales could be used in some way for an armor
Ah,
Or-
yeah,
or a
that's what I
shield?
do.
or a shield of some sort.
Yeah.
Could be beneficial. My spice rack is pretty full currently. She like opens a pouch of her, like a pocket that you didn't even see there, and it's like a trench coat, and it opens up and there's just like rows of spices.
Wow,
And she closes it again.
Nice.
that is dope.
Yeah, I think some of the scales. I don't know how much of them were, but you used part of them to make Melandra's black dragon leather.
That's right.
But
I think I tried to sell some at one point, and I did not get a good price for them.
yeah, I think you also kind of let them, rot a little bit, and then
Skills? What?
yeah.
course.
They're not made out of like keratin and bone,
Yeah.
like
Well,
bones
you know,
and nails and
you
hair.
guys didn't do a very good job about actually
It's
like
not
cleaning
shiny anymore. Okay.
it. But there, all that's left is just the 2 pounds. She used the rest. But yeah, you could probably grind it up. I'm sure it would add some sort of flavor. Probably salt, maybe salt flavor.
What do you think we could? I feel like it would just be salty if we added it to the food. Not necessarily a lot of nutritional value.
All right.
Uh,
I'm just spitballing here.
Perhaps it would be a good idea, Savathris, to make it into some kind of armor or weapon or something practical to protect and defend us. Or
If there's
golem.
even, do we even have enough left to do anything with Abe?
I don't know. 2
I mean, as far
pounds
as our
could make some kind of like satchel or some kind of small patch. I mean, it's probably like a good, still, some amass.
An eye patch.
You could make a black dragon eye patch. That'd be
Nice.
pretty
That'd be
badass.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, unless you guys wanted to talk to this
Nope.
alleged blacksmith, I think I am good.
Yeah, I'm good to kill some time.
So you guys go back to the polite piglets and wait.
Mhm. Wiggly
Yeah.
Pigglies.
The wiggly pigglies. York Sporks would gladly pull up a chair and get you guys a nice comfortable seat. In fact, he puts you in the corner like you were the previous night, as you kind of wait for Rox to show up. It's about an hour or two. You guys enjoy like a nice meal before Rox kind of comes in, looking around. He does one of those and he runs over to you guys. Oh, wow, I didn't really... okay. Got my plan. Do you want to hear about it?
What do we have to do?
Nothing. I mean, somewhat. Sort of. You have to do a lot, but not a lot. Okay, so here's the deal. So my cousin works in the prison. I'm going to hand
Who's your
it out to
cousin?
you all. Bill Trixmore.
Do I know Bill? Do I know Bill Trixmore?
You do not. I
Haven't
don't
heard of him.
write down Bill Trixmore.
Can't be that big of a name in the prison business.
If Al hasn't heard of him.
So I'm gonna get you in to the other side of the gate, and then my cousin Bill, he's gonna take you to the prison. Now, this is where got a little, what's the word I'm looking for? You gotta have a little faith because I kind of gotta lock you up so it looks real, but I need to get your stuff into the prison so you all can escape.
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's one angle. Or we find a way to hide the stuff, right? Then we handcuff you and get you to the other side, get you into the prison, and then, Bill help you get out.
Bill Twigsmore.
Yeah. Do you know him?
No,
Okay, yeah.
I haven't heard his name specifically.
Well, you have tonight, Bill Twigsmore. I said it now a couple times. So I'm going to say that by order of the guy that I said earlier, that I don't remember what his name was, the mayor, you are to be escorted to the prison and locked up indefinitely. But Bill's going to get you into the, we'll say the shittier cells, so you guys can get out when people aren't paying attention.
Yeah.
You might have to kill some people, but they're all replaceable. Just watch out for the warden. He's a creep.
Well, I'm in.
Glackor. That was the name of the mayor. I got there.
Blackor. Little prison stint could be fun, huh? Like a family reunion, huh? How? Huh? No.
How much have I heard about this? Like, did I hear about this prison during my last stint in CISA? The CISA prison?
You know what? Roll a history. What the hell? Let's see. Ooh, that's ominous. Not really. I mean, you've heard about this town being kind of like a misfit, den. So any kind of prison here has to be pretty intense, or at least just where people go to die or disappear.
Feels like perhaps a harsher experience than I had seen with my comrades and friends in CISA. We might face some really formidable foes in there.
Nothing we can't handle.
Or maybe people starving. Or formidable. I don't know. I don't like to... I just escort prisoners. That's all I do. And, make a little money doing shady things like this.
Al's gonna lean in to Rock and be like, do you feel that the justice system here is fair and true?
Oh, totally. Unless you don't, in which case, no, I think it's bullshit. Good? No? Wrong
perceives that is not a solid answer at all.
Are you paying? Look, I don't get paid enough to be a escort. Not that kind of escort. I'd probably get paid better, but for the jail, I don't get paid a lot. So I'm just looking to make ends meet.
So, question: we're going back into? Oh, I'm sorry. They're going in for the first time, I assume, right? Did you guys have a criminal record? I don't think we've addressed that.
I have never been in a prison. No.
I've never stayed an extended time in a prison.
Savvy?
Sounds like he's been in prison though.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So we're going into the prison, and then we'll get our stuff, and you expect us to just sneak out on our own volition, and then we get to the waterfall?
Yeah. So, see, they really only guard this side of town. Once you get to the other side, it's heavily patrolled, but the gate's not really patrolled. So then you're on your own. But
How
at least,
far?
You're on that side of the river that I drew on this crudely drawn map here.
Oh, I
Get
do.
you over
I do
here.
see it. Yes,
Yeah.
on the opposite side of the wall.
Yes, but you can't go around it because it surrounds it.
In the slave district.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be turned into slaves? Like, is this a slave labor kind of prison?
No, mostly people die there. Mostly starvation.
All right, so pack a few light snacks. Got it.
Yeah, and they're not maybe gonna frisk you, but maybe don't draw attention to yourself if you're not gonna hold your stuff, or you're just gonna be fighting from, I'm just gonna run away. I mean, I'm gonna stay with you till you pay me, then I'm gonna run away. Unless we make it through and you're fine, everything's great.
What say you, Savathris? You've been very skeptical of many of the goings on in this town.
You wish to handcuff us in a hostile city.
And take our stuff. Don't forget, take our stuff.
Well, I mean, I thought it'd be easier to just, to hide the fact that you're carrying well-armed things. But, I mean, you can hide them. As long as you can hide them, you're probably fine.
What if we all put all of our things into the giant sack, and then that's just, some contraband that's being brought into the prison?
Yeah. Then we don't have to get the bag back.
Possibly. Or...
We don't know you and have no reason to trust you.
No, I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
here
there's
for the
that
money.
too.
So I get it. If you wanna keep your money, I can respect that.
I don't care about the money. I don't trust you. I don't trust you to let us out of these bonds once we are in a prison.
Well, can you keep the bonds together and pretend like they're locked?
That's not the point. You're letting us into a prison that I'm not even sure we can get out of on our own, other than your say-so.
Well, see, I'm gonna bribe some people, and same thing with Bill. So the actual locks on the cells aren't gonna stay there too long. Let's just say you're gonna be put in the good cells.
Allegedly.
They're not. They're horribly.
Allegedly.
Well, yeah, I mean, everything's allegedly. That's kind
What-
of the town. But
The white
I mean,
collar. The
honestly,
white collar cells.
once you get past the bridge, you're kind of on your own anyway. So you could raise holy hell once they unlock the gates. But the problem is, there's gates on both sides. You gotta wait until they're at least opening the other side. Then do whatever you want. I'm paid. I don't care.
So the prison is right on the outside of the gate, or it's in the gate?
So there are 2 gates to the bridge. They're like padlocked that you cannot get through. But once you get to the other side, the prison is like pretty much the extent of that half, which is why it's guarded, but not the exit's not guarded at all. So,
Yeah, like the northern exit.
yeah, the northern exit to the falls isn't really guarded. I mean, there are patrols, he explains, but not. There isn't someone manning it, and it's locked. It's open, and it's kind of, you know, if you look like you know what you're doing, they may not even notice you. But once you're outside the city walls, good luck. No one's allowed near the falls.
In this prison, what kind of information do you have about the ins and outs of guards, the going on of procedure?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. So there are. Hold on, un momento, por favor. That's dwarven. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 different cells. There are a couple that are strategic in what he is going to rig up, if you will, so the latch is locked, but they don't actually lock into place. I put a little like piece of gum in between, so they don't really like latch down. You can just easily pop them up when people are at least expecting it. But the jail itself is patrolled by a couple of different guards. They're pretty easy. Probably can knock them out with a heavy-handed blow or something. But there is a
Frying
couple
pan.
of yeah, use your frying pan. There's a couple of those snake people that are bodyguards. They're a little vicious. And there's a dwarf down there who's got kind of a case of the grumpies. And then there's a pretty big like stone golem that patrols. That's probably the worst of your troubles. And then, there's a couple of people down there that probably are innocent or guilty or, yeah, what the hell. They're down there to die anyways. But they sleep, the guards sleep downstairs. So, they kind of change guards throughout the night.
Frequently.
Every couple hours. Yeah, like every 4 hours they just rotate. Drink some coffee, play some cards.
Doesn't sound like anything we can't handle.
As Sabathras looks around the group, how does everyone else seem to be like reacting to this plan?
I mean, there ain't a lock I can't pick. I can pick them locks.
There you go.
I'm willing to take the risk.
Sounds
I'm not
better-
excited about the idea of going back into the cell, but if it's of my own choice, I feel strongly about it if it's for the greater good. I am in favor.
Oh, I didn't know you were interested in the greater good.
I feel like that's the adventurer way.
Oh, that is not the adventurer way.
Well, what is the purpose of torturing if not for the greater good?
Oh. I do not know what the purpose of torturing is. I do not like this plan, but I will abide.
look, if this helps, and he kind of like rumbles in his pockets and he pulls out and he looks around. The bar is relatively quiet. It hasn't started to like get busy yet. And he pulls out, like the old antique-looking like iron handcuffs with like the bar. And he goes, look, and he kind of like chews on a piece of junk for a moment and shoves it down in the lock, and it kind of clicks into place, and then just with his other finger goes, bloop, and it pops out. See, you're locked, but you're not really locked. That's what I'm going to do with the rest of the crap, too. And if you want to keep your crap, but, you're going to have to at least look pathetic and locked up and losery.
I am turning to the rest of the group, saying, I trust your judgments. I do not trust any words that are coming out of this creature's mouth.
That's good.
I know this is hard for you, Savvy, but we got this, right? I'm gonna put up my fist for a fist bump.
I feel as if
Bam!
he betrays us, we
Yeah.
could easily come back and slaughter
Out
him.
of his head.
Yes, it will be the last thing you do if you betray us.
Yeah!
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Well, alright. Someone wake her up.
I feel like I could have just gotten us over the wall.
With
Pretty-
Titans.
Impytonable. I'm pretty sure that's actually
I
what it's
also
called.
realized I don't need pythons. I can just get us over the wall.
What about that silken rope?
I would use the silken rope
Pythonable.
because in another reality, I'm already on the other side of the wall.
That's weird.
That's deep. That's really
Blowing
deep.
my mind, man.
It's true. I can do this.
I believe you, but I'm just gonna pull out these handcuffs now and put them on the table. Just like slide
Do
them
we-
across.
Should we handcuff ourselves?
Well, yeah, I mean, no one in here gives a shit right now. When we get outside, I'm gonna make a ruckus about how I caught you all.
So hold on.
Are you?
You can bamf to the other side?
I could fly over. I could send my echo over the wall.
But then what? You'd still have to let us in somehow, right?
Well, we could tie the rope around my echo, and then I would switch places with him because I've always been there.
Up and over the wall. But
Everyone
aren't
else
there a
think
bunch of
that's
guards
weird?
on the top of the wall?
Oh, I don't know, the entire way. We could kill a few of them.
Could kill them. Yeah, could do that. About a bunch of stuff that's good for
Nope.
killing people.
Could kill people. Or you get to the other side and then kill people. At least maybe then they're locked out. Ooh, you could jam the lock and then no one else could get through. Oh, maybe don't do that.
You seem very invested in being a part of this.
I just want some money.
I promised you no money.
How much money did he ask for?
I don't remember. I thought I wrote it down. I thought it was 100 gold.
Just 100 gold?
Yeah.
He's doing all this for 100 gold?
He's a shitty city guardman. He doesn't care.
Shitty city guardman.
Have you looked
He
at
was
this
a
town?
city guardman? I forgot
Yeah,
that.
he's not like a professional thief. He's part of the
No,
city.
he's-
I thought he was just a shady character that showed
Yeah.
up here.
No, he's one of the many guardsmen that manage the tower guards.
All right. I will abide this plan.
All right. I guess you can cuff us.
All right. He's gonna help kind of jam the lock so they're, if you rattled it pretty good, they don't pop out, but you have to just put a little push, pressure, and then they pop undone, like the bolt comes out.
We're putting our gear into, like our weapons and armor into gears, into Grin's Smirk's bag.
Yeah, you can do that. And I'm gonna hide
Sprocket bag.
my multi-tool on me if I can.
Yeah,
Nature's pocket.
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty good. It would take a pretty high investigation to even try to find it.
Yep.
Where are you putting your satchel of goodies?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Nature's pocket.
Should I put it in Nature's pocket? Somebody's gonna have to. Somebody's gonna have to
I
help.
don't
You
know.
can try.
Frying pan in nature's pocket.
How big is the bag itself?
It's about that big. It's like a little hand purse. Yeah.
I guess I'll try to hide that too.
Between your
Roll
butt
it
cheeks. Right between your butt cheeks.
Oh yeah.
You gotta clench.
Yeah. Clench it.
Okay. Yeah. You're currently clenching a bag of holding between your butt cheeks.
Let's go, guys.
That is weird.
Uh,
Okay.
Can I also hide an item? Try to hide an item.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you-
seriously? I just got it up there. Oh, you mean on you? Okay.
So sorry. So sorry. on my person. Can I try to hide my my dice set?
Yeah.
Also
Bag
put an
of
asterisk next to it.
holding.
Ew.
Hidden with 23.
So good.
Bag of holdings hidden with the 27.
Oh, 27.
My
Thank you.
multiple is 23.
Are they gonna let us just walk in with like our generic traveling gear?
Yes. Yeah, they don't. They're not going to give you shit.
Don't give me shit.
Gonna
Bryn,
give you
perhaps
shit.
you should eat some of those goblin feet to go, and if somebody ever approaches you, just let one loose. That'll scare them off.
What? What?
Hey, that was a very savory broth. A lot of umami there. Umami. These taste like feet.
Al, what were you hiding with an 11?
Come to the dice set. My dice set.
Where are you hiding these dice sets?
In the bun of my hair.
Okay.
Ooh, good one.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Shoving it in my hair. Let's try that.
Bun of hair. This is butt cheeks.
Hot cross buns.
Where did you put your multi-tool, Grin?
Uh,
Also in the butt cheeks.
I would slip it into my like pants. What do you call that? Waistband.
Okay, pants. And then, as I'm taking notes real quick, he tells you that you'll be in cells of 2, and then one cell of. So it'll be a cell of 2 and a cell of 3.
Okay.
So figure out what you want to bunk with. This is Al. And anyone else want to hide anything on their person other than the bag of holding?
Nope.
Will they let me carry my shaman? I asked the guard.
You guys let me take my shaman?
I don't know.
Prison,
Can you
prison
you play-
harmonica.
like really low and sulking?
It's a
I will
blues
try.
drum.
You could try it. Okay, yeah, it's a little pathetic. Yeah, maybe play that as we walk up. Maybe that'll, like a real low dirge. That probably will work. Or they'll break it. I don't know. That's on you. And then what rooms are doing what?
Don't
Or
matter.
who's in whom's room?
Whom's in whom's room? That's the correct model. Should we just roll for it?
Sure.
I can. No room can keep me in.
Room to keep me in.
I like that. That'll get you good in prison.
Alright, so we'll say
You'd say highest 3 rolls in one room and lowest 2 in the other room.
Oh, there you go.
Grin and I should probably be in separate rooms.
probably.
Well, in 20s.
Because we have the best ability to get out of a room, probably.
So then, all right, Leo. Let's make it confusing. All right, good.
And then what's Melandra?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a 5. So it'll be Melandra, Savathris, and Ishnu.
That works. Let me know.
Nice.
I can see you. Now,
We should play a game of liar's dice to pass the time.
smirk.
Okay. How long
I'll
do you
teach
think
it
we have
to
to
you.
stay in there?
What?
Well, I do want to learn. No, don't get me wrong.
It's a very quick game. It'll only take 10 minutes.
All right, fair enough.
Did I say
Nice.
Smirking Owl? I said Smirking Owl. Smirking Owl.
Mark it down.
How do you play liar's dice?
You going to bed?
You roll the dice and then you just make a random lie about your personality and lifestyle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
There's
probably
no
my
winners,
pen.
there's no losers. It's just a chance to lie about yourself.
That's a interesting take on the game that I've never heard.
It's an old CISA prison favorite.
Yeah.
I carved these myself out of some rat bones.
I am
She shows
very
off her
dumb.
dice.
Yeah.
You're getting it. You're getting it.
I don't know that you're too good at this game.
While you guys have been hiding things up your butt,
Oh yeah, chatting and hiding stuff up our
and
butt.
chatting, he is now officially rigged all the things. You are now connected by a chain. I mean, if you guys are ready, I guess I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Was he actually doing it?
Sure
Watch
looks
his
like it.
hands. Watch his hands. Nice.
Yeah.
Looks sturdy-ish. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll go. Come on, you scallywags! See what I did there, guys? I mean, come on, you guys! And he's gonna lead you guys out of the tavern.
All right.
This is humiliating.
Yeah, but
I
not
thought it
the
was a
most
pretty good actor.
humiliating thing we've done.
Shush! Quiet! You guys are prisoners. Shush! Shut it! Shh.
Aren't we supposed to look humiliating and humiliated and pathetic?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, be humiliated, you prisoners. And he's gonna take some time. I need everyone to roll a performance check.
Do I actually am humiliated. Do I get advantage?
You do
Yeah.
get advantage.
Oh, woe is us lowly prisoners.
Woe is me. Wow, 2 20s at 13. Would you roll for Melandra, Andy?
Plus a couple.
Plus a couple.
I don't know what her score is.
I'm gonna find out.
Probably plus 2. Plus 1.
Performance, huh?
Plus 3.
Oh no, we have been
Ooh,
brought
it's a flat
low by
roll.
this powerful guardsman.
Yeah! He kind of jabs you with like a wooden sword. He's not very well outfitted.
Has anyone actually paid him?
No one paid him. No one paid him at all.
We
Maybe
pay
we should-
him
Maybe
now?
maybe we should pay him before we get walked into the prison.
Are you guys saying this out loud?
What if he takes our money and runs? I feel I'm
Pay him
taking. I'm
after the
saying this
job's
out loud.
complete.
Either way, if this guy betrays us, you get to snap his neck, Sadie.
Whoa!
Okay.
You can just pay my cousin Bill.
Savathar's deadpan just responds very quickly. Okay.
Yeah. Performance. Okay.
Solid
you guys,
2.
You guys are led. Solid 2. You are led to the gates. And Al, I don't know. You almost seem kind of giddy about maybe meeting some friends in a prison, and it's a little off-putting. So he moves you to the back.
I'm to jail.
No, you're not.
Again.
This is you're doing.
Jail.
No,
Yeah.
just maybe don't.
Oh no, I didn't do it. I didn't
You're,
kill him.
It's getting worse. Sir, I'm gonna need you to play that sham a little louder and a little bit more disheartening.
I did not do it. I did not hit her.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
But he leads you to the gate, and in a very like calm and serious voice, he goes, "I have the prisoners the mayor told me to bring to the prison. In front of I thought I had names of these people, but maybe I don't. In front of the large gate is two. One's a bugbear, one's a goblin. The bugbear kind of looks over and goes,
Another group of lollygaggers.
Kind of looks around at you guys.
Okay. Like that melody.
And he like pulls the big chain with the big old key off his neck, and he's like putting it in the lock. It takes him maybe longer than it really should, but he eventually like gets it in there and click, and the chains themselves kind of like snake away, and the big chain gate like move along. Yeah, move along. And he smacks him. Shut up. And you guys are led across it's about 100-foot bridge that kind of like expands this passageway across the riverway. As soon as you all get across, Rox goes, "That's checkpoint 1. Just everyone just calm down. Just calm down. It's gonna be fine."
I've been lollying and gagging.
It's good. It's good. Maybe more lolly, less gagging. And the chain gate shuts behind him, and the big like tentacle like chains like come back out with a click. You guys get to the next checkpoint, and he kind of like bangs on the gate. Prisoners for transport. Prisoners for transport. I think it was a little too high pitched. The guard kind of like, turns around, pulls the big chain off, does the whole thing, and it opens up again. Move lightly. And this like half ogre kind of like just himself like closes the big gate. It's just him on the other side closing this giant thing. Closes it, locks it up. Move along. And you guys are taken to the entrance of the prison. Everyone roll one last performance check. And then Andy, roll again for Melandra. She gets a +0. Aha! Good,
Uh-oh.
good. Nice, love it. I gotta actually do some math here. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Alright, so that would have been 3, 2. Is that dead even? Okay. You guys are led to the entrance of this massive stone gateway, in which this is the first time that your newfound acquaintance Rox truly looks nervous. Like you can see he is sweating pretty good, and he goes, "Everyone just." So he walks up to the gate, and he says very loudly, he goes, "Munder, prisoners for entrance, order by the mayor." And this massive... Where's he at? I made him. Where's he at? Munder, where are you? Munder. This massive giant kind of walks out from behind the thing. He kind of like stoops down under the thing and he kind of stares at each of you. And he goes, who's leading the pack, by the way? Is Savathris, you still leading?
Sure.
He kind of looks at you. Dumb humans. And he kind of like, he pushes you pretty hard. Do you let him push you?
Sure.
So, you get bumped back into Al, or you probably, Ishnu would be behind you, Al's in the back. Ishnu, you kind of like brace for a moment, kind of let him kind of catch his ground. Stupid. Take down to the cell block. And he kind of just moves around. He like palms the big gate, and it opens up, and you guys are led down into a dark and dungy jail block, which is not loading. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. And then we'll end here for the night. But first, bloop. There we go. Let's close out of that. Let's close out of this. And let's do bloop, bloop, bloop. We need to do this. And then we need to do that. Need to do this. Need to do that. You guys are led down into a dingy basement. There are multiple cells around, and eventually you guys are separated, and before you're separated, you're met up with another goblin who Rox kind of nods to and goes, "Bill, we got more prisoners here." Good night, bud. Bill goes, "All right, Rox, good work. We'll put them in our worst cells." And he gives like a wink, and you guys are led, separated, and put in two different distinctive cells. Good night. I'll make sure I put you in the wrong cell. Bloop. That's one. Yes, do.
Is there a map I should be seeing?
Yeah,
There will be in a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Haha. Savvy.
Mhm.
And then Smirky Merc
That's me.
and Al. And bloop. Now hopefully, based on what your actual site is, you're seeing a cell. Possibly.
See yourself.
Good. Good. Now the interesting thing is, damn it, I wish I could show you the other half. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this, because you can technically see on the other side of this door. But I can't do it the way I drew it. So that is currently what you're seeing on the other half of the wall. It would be Ishnu and Smirk and some Vathers. I need you to roll a perception check. Ishnu. As the cell door is closing behind, and you can hear and see the latch lift up, and then oh, he's back.
Just crashed.
Oh no.
You hear the cell door vault handle, if you will, the latch lift up, and then it creaks shut. And where you would imagine that distinctive click sound would be, it doesn't. It kind of ends with a dull thud. And it does kind of give you a peace of mind that it's possible this latch is not truly latched.
Okay.
Yeah, and you are left. Bill kind of spits on the ground. Behave until it's time to deal with you later. Kind of spits, walks away. Al and Smirk, you kind of see this large metallic stone guardian standing just kind of innate on the other side of the wall. The other three of you see a guard kind of pacing in front. Good night. And the walls are just lit with low lit candles, and you are left to your own device. You do hear a couple of just random people kind of whining, and then guards shouting at them to tell them to shut up. But you are currently in a jail cell in the mid-dusk hours of the night, and that is where we'll stop for the evening.
Great.
A long
boy.
midnight dusk.
Woohoo!
This game